Hey guys, it's HelpingHans here, and in this video I'll be explaining direct control of units in Men of War 2, along with micromanagement options such as inventory management, manual resupply of ammunition and fuel, as well as stealth mechanics. Men of War 2 allows direct control of all units where players can individually micro a unit using the WASD keys and the mouse cursor. This allows players precision control and could give them an edge during a match. To engage in direct control, select a unit and then press the E button on your keyboard. Now you can move the unit around using the WSD keys and move their firearm or turret in the direction you want them to be looking at by using the mouse cursor. On vehicles and support weapons, after pressing E you can then press Shift plus Q, which allows players to change perspective. Pressing Shift plus Q a second time gives players another view where you feel like you're in the vehicle or gunner seat itself lining up the shot. Vehicles that are in direct control mode will be highlighted by an orange circle around them. If you press E a second time, that will disengage the direct control mode. Regardless of what mode you're in, so let's say we're shift queued all the way in, as soon as we just press E even in this mode, it automatically will disengage the direct control mode. While in direct control mode, you'll notice that there's different weapons you can use on the vehicle you're using. So right now, if I press 1 on my keyboard, that is the main gun. 2 is the machine gun, one of the machine guns. 3 is another machine gun on the tank. Go back to 1, we got our main gun again, and right now we have HE loaded, but if we want to swap over to the other ammo type, we press Q, and then we are loading an armor-piercing shell. To notice your reload, you see where my cursor is. If I fire, there's a yellow bar that's filling up below my cursor, and when that fills up, that's when I have another shot ready. Also, this white bar filling up here is also indicating how long it takes for another shell to load in. At the bottom here, you can also see how many rounds you have left for these different types of caliber. So I've got only 57 more of my armor piercing, 45 HE, and I have just shy of a couple of thousand for my machine gun belts. Notice that when I'm trying to aim with my tank, there is a white line that's showing you where the trajectory of where the shell will land. So you can see I'm just landing over there. Also, you'll notice that a red line on the other side will mean that, that's where I kind of want to shoot, but I won't shoot there because there's something blocking my line of sight. In this case, this pile of rocks in front here. One other thing I want to point out is that when I'm turning my turret over to different areas, you'll notice that this kind of semicircle closes down, and that means that the shot and accuracy is getting tighter. If you were to fire over here before the shot was to get down and tight like that, it would be a lot less accurate. So you want to wait until that semicircle has gone all the way down onto your chosen target. Now, watch this next clip. Here I have an 8 Rad that is moving on to some Soviet T-26 tanks. Notice how I'm trying to manually control and line up the shot here, but I'm getting red numbers when I'm trying to aim my cursor at these tanks. This means I will not penetrate at this current range and or with my ammo type. So what I do is I decided to move my 8 Rad closer to try and see if I can get some better shots in. Now, as you see, I've gotten closer. Those red numbers have changed to green, which means I can now penetrate the tank from this angle. If you don't see any numbers pop up, it's probably because you've got HE selected. So I've made the mistake there. I swapped back over to armor piercing, and now I can effectively penetrate that enemy tank. Here are some other important shortcuts you'll probably want to know about. If you select a soldier and then press X, you'll be able to see what's in that soldier's inventory. If you hover over any other one of your soldiers while pressing X, you'll also be able to see what's in their inventories. You can do the same thing with units of that, like corpses on the ground. So for instance, let's see when this unit dies over here in a second, or this guy just died here. If I grab one of my soldiers that's on the battlefield and then press X over this guy, we can now see that this guy has a couple of med kits on him, some grenades and his rifle. If you want to make groups of units in Men of War 2, what you need to do is you press Shift plus 1 and all the way up to 9. So rather than your usual RTS where you could make control groups, it's using the Shift key. So just get the habit of pressing Shift plus 1 or Shift plus 2, and then I can press that, and double tapping that key will instantly jump you to that unit on the map. Units assigned to groups will also appear over here, so you can see the number 1 is assigned to this recruit squad, number 2 is assigned to this Stug, and number 3 is assigned to this Panther. You can also give units orders on the minimap, so if I click this Stug and select to move over to here, it will now go over to this point on the map and attack at that location. And also, guys, another really important thing is when you're using infantry, if you press space, they instantly lie flat down on their bellies, and that makes them harder to see and harder to hit. Now, let's move on to inventory management. So bring up someone's inventory or a unit's inventory, click the unit and then press I. Here we can see we have a Panzer Grenadier squad over here, a Grenadier that has access to some Panzerfausts. If we select, now with I selected, if we select any one of these guys, we'll see every one of these guys' inventory. To swap inventories, what you must do is you select one of your soldiers and then hover your mouse cursor over another soldier and then press X on your keyboard, then left click to then access that other soldier's inventory. Now we have both soldiers' inventories up, we can see that one of these Grenadiers has 2 Panzerfausts and the other one does not. Might be a good idea to give one of those Panzerfausts to the one that is lacking one. To do this, we need to left click and hold and then drag one of the Panzerfausts across to the other soldier's inventory and then he'll have it equipped or in his inventory. And then also you'll be able to visually see this on his back as well. If there's anything you do not wish to have in your inventory, you can throw it on the ground by just dragging it outside the inventory screen. So let's say we don't want this helmet, for instance. We would just do this and then he would just throw it on the ground next to him. Sometimes helmets come off during firefighting and you might want to put them back on. So you just hover your mouse cursor over it, you should see a hand grabbing symbol, then right click to then grab it and your soldier should automatically equip it once again. Next up, I will go over resupplying ammunition and fuel. For ammunition, you have dedicated ammo crates and supply trucks, which have a radius around them indicated by a green circle. Units that are inside these circles' radiuses will over time automatically replenish their ammunition. You can tell a unit is replenishing its ammo by a flashing ammo symbol here. Supply trucks can also build ammunition warehouses, which also have the same function. This symbol here indicates how much ammunition is left for the supply truck to give out. Same thing for the ammo crate over here. One other way to gain ammunition would be to scavenge it off abandoned vehicles and fallen soldiers. Many vehicles have the option to hunker down, like so. However, if you look at my inventory, once I hunker down, I'll use up this sandbag. And there we go. Now, once I've done that, I can no longer do that sandbag again. However, if I go to a supply area, I won't automatically gain the sandbag back, but there is always going to be at least one sandbag in the inventory of a supply truck. So if I press X, try and transfer the inventories across real quick, like so, and then grab that sandbag in that supply truck and then throw it over to my Sherman, I can once again sandbag it up, like so. And there we go. Also, supply crates also carry one extra sandbag. Now on to refueling. To refuel your vehicles, you can use a fuel truck and the fuel truck's fuel station building to automatically refuel any vehicles that sit within their yellow circle radius. As you can see here, when I move this Stuart inside this yellow circle, you'll see a refuel symbol over there and the green bar filling up. Down the bottom left, the blue line here is the fuel gauge for this vehicle. And when that is all the way up, you'll see it automatically jump all the way up to full. And now this Stuart is full on fuel. One other way to refuel your vehicles is to refuel via a can. Every vehicle will have a fuel can in their inventory. To refuel from a can, what you must do is you must take one of your soldiers from your vehicle out. Let's take one guy out. So we click one guy from the bottom left, right click outside and he'll get out. Then press X, click him, then X on the vehicle. Grab that fuel can and to the soldiers or the tank crew's inventory. He'll now have it in his inventory, and then you'll see this fuel can symbol with arrow over the vehicle, and then what you do is right mouse click and then you'll see him fill the vehicle up, and you'll watch this blue line down here go all the way up, and there we go. If you click on the guy again, you can see that we used almost about half of that oil drum, and we can then pop that back inside the vehicle like so, and then jump the guy back inside the vehicle. Same thing can be applied with this guy. We'll take the machine gunner out of this vehicle, for instance, and one of the guys out. X, left click, drag the can over. And sometimes you might need to right click it, so he actually gets the can up rather than his gun. And then you'll be prompted once again to fill the vehicle up. And then right click again, and the guy will then fuel the vehicle up. Bottom left, you'll see that blue gauge go all the way up to full, and there we go. Can back in, and jump back in the vehicle. And there we go, we have refueled both of these vehicles while being on the battlefield. This is one way you might want to refuel your vehicles if there is no fuel trucks nearby or fuel stations, and you'll run out of fuel trying to drive back to safety. And maybe there's a moment during the match where the battle has kind of died down a little bit, and you might have a moment to jump out and quickly refuel and then go, because it only takes a few seconds to do that if you're quick with your micro. Finally, for the last part of this video, I'll be discussing stealth mechanics. Stealth is a major mechanic in Men of War 2, as it can allow you great vision of the battlefield and allow you to get the jump on important enemy units. Hiding infantry in bushes or deploying camouflage on vehicles or support units is one of the best ways to keep your units hidden. While hidden in bushes, it may be advisable to have your units auto-fire disabled so as to not give their position away when they come into contact with the enemy. Along with hold fire, it might also be a good idea to disable move at will as well, because this will stop the unit jumping out of cover or jumping out of that bush if a round lands near them. To learn more about stealth, it is recommended to play through the reconnaissance mission in the tutorial section of the game. Here I have an American saboteur. If I get too close to an enemy unit, you'll notice that they'll have like a red cone vision. If I get inside that, my unit will be revealed. Only specific units like saboteurs or artillery spotters will have this kind of like vision cone on them, so they're not going to get revealed easily. So I could run right past this enemy unit without being spotted. However, if he was to turn and look this way, he would see me. So this way I can sneak past my opponent and run right through my opponent's lines. So I'll run through here. That guy's looking that way, so I'm going to sneak past him by going to the left. And as you can see, by getting through my opponent's line here, I'm able to get a lot of vision around the centre of this map. And now I know that there's some enemy units hiding behind there. I know there's an anti-tank gun set there. So then I maybe can now coordinate artillery to land on that anti-tank gun. One thing I can do is sneak up maybe behind this anti-tank gun and lob a grenade. Well, here comes one right now. So we've seen this guy is coming through right now right on the map. He's probably going to turn around. So we're just going to hide behind the house here. Oh no, we've just been spotted by the Kuba wagon. So if you get spotted, you see this eye symbol. We're just going to hide behind the house. But now when the eye symbol disappears, we're now invisible again. So I'm going to come over here. I think this Panzer is trying to hunt for me right now, so we're just going to back away. He wants to move. Okay. Oh, it's just been revealed again. Trying to be careful here. And now we'll lob a grenade over the top here. Onto that. And we might get the kill on that anti-tank gun. There we go. Yep, we did wipe it. You can see the kill feed there. So hopefully this gives you kind of an idea of what you might be able to do with a saboteur, kind of those sneaky units to get behind enemy lines, give yourself a vision, and cause some mayhem behind the lines. If you want to know if your infantry is hidden in a bush, all you have to do is check to see if there's the leaf symbol above one of their icons here, and if you see that, you'll know that they are safely hidden in that bush. So guys, that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did and want more content, check up over here and over here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, make sure to click the button down here. To catch you in the next video, guys. Take care, and I'll see you soon.